What is energy mastery? Going beyond the basics of energy healing. So I got my notes here on my phone. Okay, let's just start this off. I'm not going to tell you, as always, I'm not going to tell you what's in this video, the typical YouTube style. It's if you're interested in this topic, you're going to watch the video. So, first of all, we have energy healing. You know, we have Reiki, we have Prana. It's, using the hands and things. I made a couple of videos about this. But we have different levels of energy healing, taking it up to energy mastery. So with energy mastery, we are going to have figured out what the elements are, whether we work the 4 elements, whether we work the 5 elements. Obviously, we're going to know the chakras, we're going to know the auric bodies, but we're also going to be able to control the levels of energy that we are sending. Because there are a lot of people, when it comes to energy healing, that it's an on-off switch. That's it, on and off. And I do this. But then we also have people that are perhaps doing Kundalini activation. And what they don't actually know is when they're doing it, they're actually doing astral surgery. And they're pushing energy way too far. And a lot of people are pushing it whilst they say, oh, it's all love and light and energy. You can't give someone too much energy and stuff like that. You can. And you can push people too far. And so it then creates for them problems. Now, okay, there is the energy detox that's a couple of days after an energy session. But if it goes on more, you can push people too far. But so you have these techniques. So you've got the Reiki, which is very simply, okay, yes, people say Reiki is with symbols, and you don't need symbols to do Reiki. Reiki is channeling energy down from the head to the hands. And then you have what we could call pranic healing, which is basically the same thing. But instead of channeling it down through the head, we're channeling it through one hand to the other. And that can be from outside of you. That can be channeling from channel into you and out. You can channel from the person in through you and out. Not a recommended practice. That is not the way to do things for most things. And then you've got channeling energy. So, for example, channeling their yin to their yang and their yang to their yin. So you're not pulling it through you, it's just going through them. And that's sort of using hand healing. And that is doing it in such a way that you are controlling the energy, you're feeling the energy, their energy, you're not pushing anything. You do not need to push any energy, wu wei, yeah? Everything is wu wei, effortless action. All you're doing is raising the level if it needs to be raised and lowering the level if it needs to be lowered, because your client is going too far, they're going too deep for them, which we can read through empathic connections. It's not about pulling their energy into you to feel what they're feeling, because then you are also going to be giving them your energy. It's about an empathic connection with them to feel what they are feeling. So for energy mastery, you also need to master your empathic connection. And yes, all of this that I'm talking about now, we do go through all of this in my integral energy program and my integral energy course. One's a 52-week program that it's self-study with an intensive week during the 52 weeks and continual work. And the other one is a 2-month program that we work together in groups, live for 2 months, and we learn that way, just for different styles. And yes, I do have a Kundalini activation course where you can do level 1 and level 2. And I'm also going to be offering live trainings, retreats. But if you're interested in that stuff, just go to theawakeningenergy.com. There'll be a link in the description if you're interested in that stuff. Let's get back to it. So we have this controlling the energy and feeling through the hands. And this is what I would call level 1 energy healing. So level 1 is you can turn on, you can turn off. Level 2 is you can do this, but you can raise and lower the amount of energy either being passed through you or from your client to your client. And you're connecting deeper and deeper and deeper with them in deeper levels. But then this goes deeper. We have what we could call level 2. And that is being able to send energy, not to the etheric, the fine layer here, which is like with Reiki and Prana, it's the lower energy bodies. We're going to the higher energy bodies. So this is where we get into true Kundalini energy, not Kundalini activation, because that is pranic and tantric energy. I'll talk about tantric in a bit. But then we have the level 2, which is basically, I can be sitting here. What I do in my other videos, if you haven't seen it in my other videos, go check them out on my channel. And I'm just here with my hands sending the energy. Yes, energy can be stored in videos. Yes, energy can be done online. If you're interested in a live session with me, again, my webpage, when it's a live session compared to a recorded video, the energy, most people say it's about 5, 10, 20 times stronger than a recorded video. Obviously, one-in-one live session in person is even stronger. But so you have this ability just to control their energy, your energy, the space. You might be able to feel this, I'm doing it now. And just control the space. I control the space in the room. I can control the space in your room. Obviously, this is a video. I can't control the space in your room because I don't have access to that. If it's a one-on-one session, I can do that. But so you're just connecting with the energy and you're using your hands more as antennas or almost like satellite dishes just to project the energy. And then we can go another level higher, which would be level 3, which is no hands. And I'm just projecting full Kundalini awakened energy. And I'm just projecting or moving energy for you to feel. And then we have level 4. And level 4, so level 3 we could call like non-dualistic, and it's a lot, they've got lots, and everything has lots of names these days, and new names come out every day. But then we have level 4, which is what we could call not bound by time and space if you want, or space-time. It's just, it's done. When you realize, you get to a level, and you realize deep in your core that energy isn't bound by space-time, it's not bound by consciousness, it's not bound by anything. And what you can do is literally just set. And so healing will occur for the person in the time it needs to occur, when it needs to occur, when it's best for them. And it will occur for them gently, slowly, almost instantaneously. When I say instantaneously, the healer, the energy worker, just through setting an intention, it will be done. Yes, this goes beyond science, this goes beyond, but it's been talked about for thousands of years, it's been around for thousands of years, it's in every culture. So these are sort of like the 4 main levels of energy work, energy healing, whatever you want to call it. We've got to be careful of that word energy healing because it's got the word healing in it. And for certain legal reasons in the English language, you can't use that. For example, in Spanish, there's one word you can use and one word you can't use. But in English, it's all the same word. And so, yeah. So let's just call it energy work or energy activations or energy sessions. Because you're energy therapy, but even the word therapy gets a bit difficult. But so we have the basic healer. And to be able to do this energy work as practitioners, first of all, we have to know what we're doing. First of all, just like anything, we could call it like going to the gym, working a muscle. But it's like the same way as you have no money, it's very difficult to get money. The more money you have, the easier it is to get more money. We could call this the law of vibration if we wanted to. It's a bit like even, YouTube channels. A big YouTube channel naturally gets more views than a small YouTube channel. Why? We're attracted to the ones that seem bigger. Does bigger mean better? Does it mean they know more? No, but we're naturally orientated. Our programming is for that. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. So we have the basic energy healing that so many people learn. And unfortunately, some people think they learn, they don't. Let's take Reiki these days. If we talk about lineages, I'm 5th lineage straight from Usui. I did it many, many years ago. Now there are people that might be in some weird, obscure lineage, and there's a weak link in the chain. And, you can see, if you do your research on social media, there are people waving their hands in front of the camera saying they're doing Reiki. But if you try and connect to their energy, there's nothing there. They're not doing anything. They're running through the idea based on what other people do. And, well, I've got the symbols, so I'm doing. Reiki isn't about the symbols anymore. It's about how well you are connected to the energy. It's always been that way. And so if the person who has activated you is weak, you're going to be weak, and you need to work it. You need to practice. It's funny, in my course, after we do the intensive sessions and when we do the awakening of the Kundalini, once we've done that, I then get, as part of the course, people to do at least 21 days of self-training. And after those 3 weeks, I can tell, yes, everybody says, yeah, yes, I did it, but you can tell who's done it. Even after the activations, if they practice for 21 days or more, their level increases dramatically. So anyone can do this at any time. And I do it quite often. I say, right, I'm going to set this month and I'm just going to do an extra session, an extra practice every day, purely focusing on my energy, how it feels, going more from energy, Shakti, into consciousness, Shiva, and it helps. And you grow. As I said, it's working it like a muscle. It's more and more and more. And it's feeling, and it's getting out of the monkey mind. It's getting out of the brain. It's all about feeling rather than seeing and listening. Once you can feel, then your brain can start interpreting those things in a different way and giving you thoughts, visions, voices of things that don't quite make sense to you because they're not coming from you. I said, we're talking about advanced things here. So you can start to feel, let's say, for example, with a patient, you can start to say, they have a pain in their stomach. They didn't tell me about that. And you can ask them, do you have something in your stomach, a bit of indigestion or something more serious? And they can say, oh yes, well, I've had a bit of a dodgy tummy for 3 days. How do you know? And we're building. And this builds up, and you can start reading information from recent photographs and reading auras, and it gets more and more and more advanced. This comes in time, this comes in practice, and it's just practice, practice, practice. I mentioned talking about the elements. We can work the 4-element system, earth, air, fire, water, and we can work it whether it's wood, whether it's metal, depending on the alchemical system you're using. And yes, internal alchemy is a big part, not only of my course, but it's a big part of energy mastery. learning to move the energy with in your own body. It's not just about seeing a client, well, I do Reiki, sending the energy. No, it's learning how to move the energy through your body, controlling it, raising it, lowering it, moving it, practicing, testing. We do all that in my course, in the program. But so how do we get from this to this to this? Obviously, taking courses, taking trainings help. But it's simply, most people call it meditation. It's not meditation. It is a self-energy activation. And if we do it by ourselves, everybody can do it by themselves. Going to trainings, you can cut off a lot of time through doing this. But it's just sitting with the self, just connecting to the energy. So you can be whatever type of, whatever brand, whatever label they've given you. At the end of the day, it all boils down to those 4 basic levels. And you can just sit with the energy and you can connect it to your physical body. You can connect it to your etheric body. You can connect it to the chakras. You're going to work on waking the Kundalini. You can work on the tantric energies. Now I'll mention that I said before, the tantric energy is your sacred sexual energy. To be able to awaken your sacred sexual energy is a matter of focus. Your sacred sexual energy has nothing to do with sex. Yes, it is stimulated by arousal, but in Taoism it's called Jing. The other way you can become aware of this energy is simply by focusing on your reproductive organs. Sitting there, keeping in your attention, feel how the energy is flowing. And then depending on how much knowledge you have, so for example, we have the back channel, the Shushumna. Taoism is another name. We've got the front channel. And we're going to let it flow from our genitals to our heart, from our heart to our genitals, from our genitals to our throat, and down, up and down the front channel. Anytime we do energy work, we want to keep our tongue as much as possible touching just behind the teeth to make that connection. And then we can bring it up behind the nose, into the brow, into the center of the head, where we can connect the 2 channels. We've got the yang channel. This is now talking about the microcosmic orbit. And it can flow forwards and it can flow backwards. Yin and yang. It's funny, some people will say one is yin and the others will say, well, that's yang. Which is which? Yin, yang, masculine, feminine. What's a feminine trait? What's a masculine trait? I have other videos talking about that. But energy mastery is about taking the time to feel the energy within your physical body, within your chakras, within your dantians, within your etheric body, and all the other layers of your energy body. And it's about not just feeling your chakras, it is about expanding your chakras to the size of your energy body, each one individually. Now, of course, we have the chakras and we have the dantians. Dantians being the lower one in your abdomen. You would then have the one in your heart and the one in your head. And those are more powerful than the chakras. When I say more powerful, I mean more, they are easier to feel. And we can open, we can expand those and just sit there and release and connect and feel. And energy mastery comes through practice or taking courses to learn these things. Do you feel that? It's about understanding the principles. It's about taking the time. It's about understanding your programming. Kundalini awakening, spiritual awakening is easy. It's difficult. I have to go through all these negative processes to release the traumas. No, you don't. They're difficult to release if you have resistance to them. If you have no resistance to them, if you fully accept them, if you feed your demons, then you can release your demons. Demons being shadows, past traumas, whatever you want to call them. You acknowledge them and you release them, and your body can move as they're releasing. Emotions can be released. And the more we release, the more we bring ourselves into a state of calm, into a state of peace. And from the state of calm and the state of peace, it gives us access to deeper levels of all these energies. And it's just a cycle that continues. Yes, there are a million different exercises, and different schools have different exercises. There are loads of them. But then if we look at yoga versus Tantra, yoga is, there are 1,000 steps to get there, and you have to go step by step, so you never get there. And Tantra is just acknowledging and accepting and increasing, and you get there far faster. So I hope this video has shown you that it doesn't have to be a complex thing, and we don't need a PhD in yogic language. We can explain these things very simply. And whether we are looking at regular spiritual awakening, whether we're looking at the energy centers and the chakras, whether we're looking at Kundalini, tantric energies, the light body energies, yes, all of them are in my courses, Integral Energy course and the Integral Energy program. And it's just taking some basic, simple techniques that work and actually practicing and feeling and allowing and devoting yourself to the energy. And the more we practice and the more we test, the more we gain mastery over these things. And the more we can start to see that all these things are linked and they're all one. Doesn't matter what the names are. If you enjoyed this video, remember to hit the notification button, remember to subscribe, comment. I'm not the type of person that gives you everything in 3 minutes. And as I said, don't tell you what's at the beginning of the video. And if you want to learn from me, you got to go with my style. You got to accept my style. I like things to be laid back. I like things to be natural. And I do repeat things in videos for your benefit. But we can just raise the energy. We can call it being mindful. We can call it being mindless. Just feel and connect and connect and connect until that connection becomes permanent. And we can raise it and we can lower it of ourselves and our clients at will.